Hello, all you kings, queens, and those in between. Paresh Maharaj here with another Minisode of the Busted Lines podcast. Sorry for the long absence. It's because Elden Ring has been taking up most of my free time, to the point that I updated my Twitter bio to no longer include Toonami faithful or AEW fans since, well, I've skipped both to play this game. But I'm not here to talk about my experience playing it. Yet, anyways. I'm here to talk about a legend that has arisen in the Elden Ring community. The enigmatic Let Me Solo Her. For those not in the know, Let Me Solo Her is the username of an Elden Ring player who has been joining other players in jolly cooperation against the game's hardest boss, Malenia, Blade of Mikola. That's who the her in Let Me Solo Her is referring to. So, yes, this person gets invited to other people's games and basically requests that they fight Malenia alone. And assuming that the connection stays stable, they win. No one knows exactly who this person is. I don't even think their pronouns have been confirmed, hence my constant use of gender-neutral terms. But we did get a Reddit post from them that gave us some insight. The post says that they play a level 176 character who dual wields katanas, specifically the Uchikatana and the Rivers of Blood. They only play on PC, and their only armor is a jar on their head. They also seem to be a genuinely good person, because as easy as it would be for them to be angry at the people with laggy connections who summoned them to help, they instead apologize to those that they failed. To date, Let Me Solo Her has garnered a following that has culminated in multiple tributes in the form of memes, fan art both safe and not safe for work, and even cosplays. And it's easy to see why. Malenia is by far the hardest boss that From Software has ever made, what with her constant flurry attacks, the infamous waterfowl dance, and the fact that she heals with every hit she lands on you. And that's before she gets into her second phase, where she gets so aggressive it's nearly impossible to find time to heal. So anyone who could solo her in co-op deserves all the accolades, especially since playing co-op increases the boss's health pool for balance. But I think there's something more to this. I think Let Me Solo Her is the culmination of a mindset, the seeds for which were planted back in the first Dark Souls game. Let me explain. In the first Dark Souls, there's a character named Solaire, whom a lot of you will probably recognize from those Praise the Sun memes, which catapulted him into the status of the most iconic character in the franchise, depending on how long Turtle Pope can keep up his hype. The context behind the Praise the Sun quote is Solaire is a warrior of sunlight who became undead so that he would have all the time in the world to, quote, find his own sun. He's an optimistic figure who invites the player to join him in, wait for it, jolly cooperation. Of course, this being a Souls game, things don't really turn out well for him, but that's not the point. The point is this character Solaire reached his iconic status for a reason, and that reason is simple. People just appreciate having help in these games, and frankly, I think Solaire was From Software's way of spelling out that there is no shame in that, which incidentally is why I roll my eyes at the notion that Souls games hate their players, which couldn't be further from the truth. That's just the wrong lesson that imitators took from them. A more apt comparison would be they're more like a martial arts teacher who will flip you on your back before you can blink, but instead of kicking you while you're down, they offer you a hand, help you back up, and say, again. Repeat until you succeed. Which brings me back to Let Me Solo Her. They are the end result, the ultimate culmination of the jolly cooperation mindset instilled in many players back in 2011. And that's why I think the Souls community have latched onto them as much as they have. They see a little bit of Solaire in them. Someone who understands that the world of Souls games are tough and cruel. So the least we can do is help each other. Let Me Solo Her has taken that philosophy and run with it. So, on behalf of the entire Souls fandom, including the new blood that Elden Ring brought in, thank you, Let Me Solo Her. You have a strong arm, strong faith, and most importantly, a strong heart. And may you never go maidenless.